So it's about time I did this for myself. My fear of abandonment is ruining my life. So ever since I was younger, I've had a not a clinginess, but I think it's an inbuilt thing. I don't know, a learnt thing. I remember being locked in my room when I was like 2 or 3. I remember having my blankets up against my door, trying to climb and unlock it, but I couldn't because there was a lockout at the other side. And all I wanted to do was get out, so I felt trapped. Um, then, so that probably overwhelmed me. Feeling trapped and not being able to get out. To my caregivers that had locked me away. I don't know how long that went on for. Um, I don't think I was abused or anything like. I don't know. Can't remember. I wasn't abused like that, but like trauma comes in all different forms, doesn't it? So imagine being locked in your bedroom, crying your eyes out, like sobbing at 3 years old, not being able to get out to your caregivers. I felt abandoned, and I think that's followed me through. So my behaviour, I remember being in nursery when I was younger, and I used to steal people's lunches, go through the lunch boxes. I remember staying behind one time. They were all going to watch a film in nursery, and I got this lad to stay behind with me. And we went into the sweet cupboard and we nicked all the sweets. I got in trouble for that. I don't know where that comes from. And I got into trouble a lot, like growing up and going through school and stuff, and um, I didn't have a lot of positive like reinforcement or anything or guidance. Excuse me. And then when I was 16, it led up to my behaviour was like I was violent and volatile and angry. Um, I was stealing stuff off my parents. I don't know why. And then it come to a halt where I got kicked out of my house when I was 16. That's also like abandonment. The fear, the aloneness that I felt at that time was just like out of this world. Feeling so alone, like you're 16, you're still a child. Um, I wasn't emotionally, um, I wasn't emotionally regulated. I was so dysregulated. I was taking drugs. So I'm just doing this just to give you a bit of like insight into how I've come to my healing journey, how it's affected me throughout my life. It's not just that I got on drugs and I need to get off drugs and I got on medication, I need to get off medication. It's not that. It's all the trauma that's followed me throughout my life since being a very small child, and feeling insecure, not having a secure attachment. So I've always been looking for that secure attachment. It's like an addiction, trying to find comfort. But I've learned that you can only rely on yourself because nobody's there to give you that kind of comfort. That kind of comfort comes from yourself when you take all the drugs out and you take all the um, like negativity what you've put on yourself, and you learn to re-regulate yourself. So I've got a really addictive personality, and I think that stems from being younger, just wanting to have that secure attachment style and feel involved and feel wanted. Um, so yeah, a lot of bad things happened, and I couldn't re-regulate through them, so I covered it up with drugs, covered it up with a lot of stuff, and now it's just left me with a lot of anger. And coming off the weed, it's brought all my anger to the surface. It's not anger. It's like a build up that I need to sort out. can only do that by myself. I can't attach myself to somebody because somebody can't give me what I need. Only I can give me what I need. Like, if I, it's really hard to explain. Well, I just wanted to give a bit of information about myself anyway. How I've got to the point that I've got to. Because it's not nice. It's not nice to have a insecure attachment style. It's not nice to seek comfort, like from other people, when other people can give themselves comfort and regulate themselves. But I just never learnt that. So hopefully on my journey, that's what I'm learning, and I need to be honest with myself. I need to be honest about how I've got to this point and why I'm so angry, and just let my barriers down, because I built so many barriers up, just like trying to protect myself and being in survival mode and stuff. Over like 39 years, it's hard to break down, like learnt barriers kind of thing, because you put them up like to protect yourself, like the anger, the volatileness, the pushing away, the neediness, and it can't be like that anymore. So it's like, I don't know. I'm finding it hard to be honest with myself and relax and talk on these videos. But hopefully, the more open I am, then the more honest I can be with myself, and like reflect and make progress in like in the like future that I want for myself. Like, nobody should ever have to go through feeling like unattached or detached. I don't know if that's what it was that's made me like I am, but there must have been something that's like had a part to do with like the anger and the resentment and the wanting of comfort from, I don't even know. But if you're going through this, you're not alone. There's people in the world that go through a lot of stuff, and they come out the other end because they work with themselves. They learn to manage and regulate their emotions. This withdrawal's bringing so much like things to the surface for me. I sat in bed yesterday and I was watching these things about. Sorry, this is a trigger warning, so if you don't want to continue, then turn off now, because it's a bit like raw. It were about this little girl, and she was abused when she was younger, and she wanted to kill her parents. I'm not saying that's what I wanted to do, but she went through so much, because she got adopted. She wasn't like attached to her parents or anything. She kept hurting her brother. And something just resonated with me. I don't know what it was. Something just resonated with me. And it was heartbreaking. But she went to like this unit with these other children who'd done like unspeakable things. And she did like manage to regulate herself with help from people who knew what they were doing and stuff. But like, you can come out of anything. She sorted herself out and she's a nurse now. But without the knowledge of and understanding, like, how's anyone supposed to like regulate themselves, or like know what they're doing on the right path? If all you're given all your life is like negativity and like dominance over you, like because you can't express yourself properly. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe everything was like pushed down into me so far that I lost myself. I didn't know how to behave, so then it all just come out in anger and resentment. And I just felt detached from everybody, which isn't my fault. Um, it was just the environment that was created for me. And you can have siblings living with you as well. But that's not necessarily mean that they feel or act the same way, because in a family dynamic there's the two children, or however many children, they don't get treated the same. They get treated differently, kind of thing. There's different parenting styles for different children, and that affects them in the way that they um in the way that they are treated. I'm not saying I was treated bad, but I think my volatileness, people didn't know how to cope with it. Probably because they had the same things in their life and they never coped with that. So I want to break that like trauma bond, generational curse as they call it. Um, and I think I have, because my children are very like regulated, emotionally regulated. Um, Obviously they've had trauma because I've had trauma, but I've done my damnedest to make sure that they don't ever feel or anything unwanted, or they don't ever feel abandoned, or they know that they're loved. And I think as long as you know that you're loved with a deep sense of security, then that's all you need. Um, that's all I ever needed. Um, I remember once I was crying my eyes out. I think I was about 13 or 14, and I was sobbing, and all I wanted was a hug. Um, and all my mum could say was, "You cry when you get to that doctor's. You cry. You keep crying." I mean, all I wanted was a hug off my mum. And I don't know. That's on her, like why she was how she was. That's nothing to do with me. But coming from a child's perspective, um, if you see your child sobbing their heart out, and they're literally grasping for like any kind of like love and support, and all you get told is you cry your eyes out to that doctor. You keep crying. That's not gonna regulate somebody or reassure them and make them feel safe. Your care and your reassurance should come from your caregivers if you're a child. You're a child at the end of the day. You're a child up until you're 18. Or you can be a child like until you my age, because you can't regulate yourself. I'm not saying I'm a child. I've done like heaps of work on myself. I'm very independent. I'm dependent as well. Not well depend. I mean, my kids can depend on me. I'm not dependent. Do you know what I mean? I've had my problems and my struggles, but I've always sought help. I've always tried to find ways to get myself like regulated. I didn't know about all this trauma stuff until 2 years ago, until I started watching YouTube. When I came off my tablets. Um, but like since I've come off like the weed and the antidepressants, and I don't drink, and I try not to have like sugar like I used to do, because that affects your mind as well and your body. See, I'm shaking now because I needed to get this out. And like when you if you're shaking when you talk about something, that's a release. It's releasing whatever we're building up in me. My voice is going now as well. My nervous system, it's just releasing. I'm sweating as well, so it's pretty good. Um, um, so I think these withdrawals are just bringing things out in me that I didn't know that I still had. Um, So in the first year when I came off my antidepressants, that were about getting my strength back, because I was in severe withdrawal. My body were constantly trembling, tremors, shaking, and excuse me, I couldn't eat, didn't have no body strength, physical strength, excuse me, didn't have no cognitive thoughts. So that year, that 2023 was all about getting my strength back and getting my thoughts kind of coordinated again. And then 2000, some proper, and I need to talk. And then 2024, that was about getting my physical strength back. And like meeting people, going out into the world. So I took myself out on little adventures for the day on the bus, getting my nervous system regulated again, being around people, which I found really hard because I've just got this thing like where I don't think I can get on with people, but it's not that, it's just the barriers that I've built up for myself, which I need to be vulnerable. It's terrifying because when I showed my vulnerability, I just got shut down. And to get shut down when you're showing your emotions is one of the worst things that it could ever do to anybody. By a lot of people. So yeah, and then so I have got my physical strength back. I'm a weightlifter. I'm a runner. And this year's about. I think it's about it's about things that have come into the surface, and I've got to be strong. What happened to me in my past is not me, but the feelings that came with what happened are still there, kind of thing. So I need to find ways and coping mechanisms to get myself through. So all these things that are coming up this year, and I know that things are going to come up. All these things that are coming up are for me to deal with. And doing these videos, it's like my little self-help community. And I know there's a lot of people that go through a lot of stuff and they feel like in a lot of ways. But I think as long as you've got like a willing to try and a willing to succeed with yourself, and you're willing to like you go deep and look inside yourself and find things that can resonate to help you. Like I think this is gonna, well, maybe 2026 is gonna be my year, because I think I've got to work through a lot of stuff this year. I've got to open my vulnerabilities up. Some people aren't willing to open their vulnerabilities up because they're too closed off. They'd rather just shut things away, but I can't do that. I'm like a box of frogs. And I don't need to discuss it with anybody. I don't need to, like, if anyone's caused me any harm, I don't need to discuss it with anyone. I don't need to find closure or anything like that. The only solace I need to find is with myself. And it's bloody hard work. All these thoughts that are coming into my head, not to have the thoughts, the things that I think is, oh well, I need to discuss that with somebody. But discussing it with somebody, it's not really going to do anything, is it? It's not going to make anything better. It's not going to make me feel better. The only thing I can do is make myself feel better by doing things that are the opposite from the feelings that I'm feeling, kind of thing. So yeah, this video, it's about having compassion for myself. It's about not having shame. It's about being proud of myself, and it's about looking forward to the future, no matter how hard it is. Getting to know myself again without any substances or cover-ups and masks or anything. Yeah, it's bloody hard. It's hard walking out into the world with nothing, it's just me now. And it's quite terrifying. So I just wanted to do this video for myself and for anyone else who it resonates with, because I do want to help other people, and I want people to know that they're not alone. Things that have gone on in the past, things that are going on now, it doesn't have to affect your life forever. As long as you're willing to work on things and move forward and make progress with your situation, kind of thing. So, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings if anyone's watching this. Like, 'cause I know people watch this, and it's not about anybody else. They've got to work on their own self. This is about me and what I'm doing for myself. So yeah, don't take offence. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to upload like tons more videos because obviously I'm shaking to death, so it's obviously doing some good for me. I'm off to my campfire group now to sit around a nice warm fire in the snow. So thank you for all your support and everything. If this video resonates with you, subscribe to my channel, because there'll be loads more content which you may find useful. You may find it useful for somebody else. I'm well shaking. It's terrifying. Like, this is me being the most vulnerable I've been in 3 years, and it's with myself. But I want to share it with other people, because life ain't easy, is it? Life ain't easy. So yeah, take care. Have a great day or a great sleep if you're going to bed. And I'll see you on my next video. Oh, and can you just like as well? Thumbs up. Thank you.